In a world wrought with devastation, two unite into one to form a superior combination. One white, one black. This is their story of the anime aspect.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Anime Aspect. This is Matt Swagger, your ambassador of anime in America, and with me is the lovely and talented Brave Dave.
What up?
This is episode number 4. Thank you so much for being with us. I just want to give just a little recap about what happened in episode 3, so you are up to date with us. We touched a lot about One Punch Man and how I got some backlash from it. It was a critically acclaimed episode, and I thank you all for listening and giving your feedback and thoughts, because that's what we need. Your thoughts, your feedback. This way we know what you like, what you don't, and we can give you what you like. We touched on the American studios, trying to destroy anime, to ruin it for their own greedy profit gain.
I think we mostly talked about, whitewashing, which led to,
Yeah, whitewashing. We're talking about Ghost in the Shell, Scarlett Johansson being cast as Motoko. And then we touched on Death Note for Netflix and the route that they're trying to achieve may be the correct path that studios should follow, because they're keeping the story, the plot the same, so apparently, from reading the synopsis. And we just found out, I think about a week or so ago, that Willem Dafoe was actually cast as the voice of Ryuk. And I couldn't be any more happy, because I'm a big fan of Willem Dafoe. I think he's an extraordinary actor, very talented.
He always brings it.
Yes.
Always.
And he's got that creepy, sinister look. He was great as the Green Goblin. I enjoyed him as it anyway. He was good in John Wick. I enjoy him in any film that I see him in. I would love it if he actually played him and not just voiced it. You don't even have to have the makeup on him. He can just be a guy in a suit, and you could just automatically, you would know who he is.
Well, we'll see what they end up doing with that, because they might be able to do a little bit of both.
Yeah, he might mocap it like James Spader did with Ultron.
Right.
Because he's like, wow, I'm not going to just voice it. I have to act it out. Because you could only so much you could do with voicing. You need to have your mannerisms in that. But I couldn't be any happier. And what we're going to talk about in episode 4, I don't think we ever touched on Pokemon.
No.
And this Pokemon Go sensation, Nintendo bringing in Niantic, giving us a game that you can actually become a Pokemon trainer and go out in the world, get the fuck up off your bed, your sofa, get away from your computer, stop playing Overwatch, and go outside and see the world and catch Pokemon. The game was a huge success. It still is. It's crazy, but the thing is, because
a lot of controversy lately with that.
Well, yeah, people are getting
killed.
But is that the game's fault, or people that are being retarded over trying to catch a Pokemon? Will you cross a highway to get something if you know it's going to kill you? But now that you have a Pidgeotto or something across the way, or a Charizard, you're going to run and defy odds to get that.
I mean, it's not like the fault of the game. It's just, human behavior. I mean, that's just what it is. That's what life comes down to, right?
It's ignorance.
I mean, we on this show, we talk a lot about, real life shit.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, the world is always at odds with each other, but everyone just needs to stop and realize that people are all fucked up. I don't care what color you are.
It's true. I
don't care if you're black, white, Asian, Spanish, or whatever. People are going to be fucked up. Whether you wear a badge, uniform, people are still people, and they're going to be fucked up.
Yeah, just one bad day, and, that's all it takes.
Right. So in terms of the whole, is it, the fault of the game? No, it's just the fault of fucking people trying to take advantage of certain situations. It's unfortunate, but that's just what it is.
It's true. And, celebrating 20 years of Pokemon, that's what's the big thing right now. 20 years of this. It started just with 150 Pokemon. Now I think it's well over 650 and adding more.
There's over, one of my students has a Pokemon book, and with all the different, Pokemon characters and shit. It's over 700. It's fucking insane, dude.
I know, and it's only going to get more.
I never got into Pokemon though. Never got into that shit.
I dabbled. I enjoy. Yeah, when first on Cartoon Network, I'm like, it was entertaining. I really liked Team Rocket. Team Rocket was cool, and I liked Brock because he was such a fucking pervert. So Brock was one of my favorite.
I think
characters.
I tried to. When did it debut in the U.S.?
Oh,
was
geez,
this like
in the
96?
1990s. Yeah,
it was like 96, 97.
It was
right?
in the 90s. Yeah,
I can never get into it, man. And I remember, I always said like with Pokemon, I can never get into the show, but that was one hell of a fucking theme song. That shit was kick ass.
Tell me about it. I actually have that as my ringtone right now.
That shit had me fucking. That shit would get me. I would like tune in just for the intro and then just turn to another channel afterwards because all I needed was the intro to pump me up. It's fucking dope.
It's funny. Speaking of the intro, because The Rock now he has a YouTube channel trying to get kids to make stuff on there, and be creative. Probably get into acting and just get off the streets in general. And they made a video about him being. They call him Poke Rock. Like he's like the strongest Pokemon. So the original composer, singer of the theme song for Pokemon came in and did a version for The Rock.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it sounded so cool.
Must feel good to be The Rock.
It has to be good to be The Rock. The Rock is the highest grossing movie star right now, I believe. Every time you look, he's doing something. And always staying busy. He always said you got to be the hardest working person in the room.
That guy has come a long way. I still remember when he debuted. You know, it's Rocky Maivia.
Oh, with that hair.
Yeah, with that hair
and the Hawaiian getup.
Dude, that was like the worst fucking hairdo, man. Like, you know, that was about 1996. Pokemon kind of, you know, came over here to the U.S. I'm not sure when it, you know, debuted in Japan, but, you know, in the U.S., I believe it was around like 96. Yeah, that was also around the same time when The Rock debuted as Rocky Maivia in the WWF at the time. Yeah. I mean, and The Rock has come a long way. Both The Rock and Pokemon have, you know, stood the test of time at this point.
Yeah, right now we have Pokemon XYZ, the series, and we're in year 2016. The Rock, he's like a once-a-year wrestler, but a mega movie star. And to see those two worlds collide and have a cool video made, it just shows you the popularity of Pokemon and The Rock. So it's pretty cool when pop culture fandoms collide and you just create new cool things out of it. Yeah, so it was.
Let me ask you a question though. What the fuck is Pokemon really about? Because I really don't know, man. Like I tried to watch the show probably like somewhere around 20 years ago. I was bored. I changed the channel.
It's like.
All I know is like, okay, the kid's name is Ash Ketchum.
Ash Ketchum, get it?
Like, but who is he, and where are his parents? Like, I want to know.
Parents, I think they're in the hometown. I forget the name, but
isn't he like traveling around the world?
All over the regions. Yeah, I think right now he's in the Kahlua region or whatever region it is.
Unsupervised.
He's always with a gang of other little teenagers.
Oh, that's safe. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, it's two other teenagers and one little kid and their Pokemon.
All right, so generally, what is this story about?
Well, it's about these Pokemon, which is pocket monsters in Japanese, and people collect them and train them, and they do battles. So it's kind of like, you know, remember when we had Pogs and stuff, when you would battle someone with Pogs, you want to become the best. And Ash's goal is to become a Pokemon Master. And, folks, he hasn't become a Pokemon Master yet in 20 years. He's still getting those badges. Just so you know.
So he's just a regular trainer.
He's still a trainer, just going from region to region, battling gyms, trying to get his badges.
So is the show still on, or did it come to an end?
No, it's still going. XYZ. That's the latest series.
So this is a continuation from the original one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I really had no idea that this show was still on.
And they didn't even have a hiatus like Dragon Ball Z. So that's credit to them for continuing on. And that shows you the popularity that, wow, kids love Pokemon. And kids that grew up in the late 80s and early 90s, they're seeing the original come about. All the games, like all the old games are still a rage. If you're a retro gamer, you got your Game Boy Pocket, your Game Boy Color, your Game Boy Advance. You have the DS, all these things. You have all the old games. It hasn't gone out of popularity, and people still prefer to play the old games. But then you got Pokemon Sun and Moon coming out in November, so the craze is going to be all over that. The series coincides with the current games right now, and there's only going to be more Pokemons introduced in the new games, so I don't ever see it ending. It's a cash cow for Nintendo.
Right.
When the game came out, Pokemon Go, their stocks skyrocketed.
Yeah.
But then it took a dump because people started to realize, oh, Nintendo didn't make the game. But Nintendo never claimed it. It's their property. Niantic is the developer.
Right.
So the stocks went down after people realized. So that's come on, man. It's Nintendo. It's Pokemon.
So wait, Nintendo owns Pokemon?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And yeah.
No, I never knew that they owned the rights to. So it wasn't like. So was it sold to Nintendo, or did it just always have been owned by Nintendo?
That I don't know. I just know that probably since with the video games, they probably acquired the rights to it because they wanted to profit from all the merchandising, the sales of the video games, all that. It monopolize it in a way.
Right.
So I could see that they probably at one point in the beginning when they saw this, oh man, this is taking off. We want to own this, and too bad they didn't get their hands on Dragon Ball Z, and because we could have had, instead of an 18-year layoff, we probably could have still had it going because you have a big company backing it.
Right, yeah.
So that's the thing. When you got money, you can do anything, and when you have money, you want more money.
And when you don't have money, you're you're us.
Yes, then you're here to making podcasts, hoping one day to make money.
Two guys, one black, one white, share a mic.
How low budget is that right now?
Falling on a budget, man.
That's it.
It's all good. It's all good.
Hey, just thinking back when I was a kid and before internet was a thing, before podcasting, all that, I used to have a little stereo with a tape deck, and I would do a talk show with my friend, and I always wanted to get into radio and broadcasting and acting.
Yeah.
And I'd done comedy at Caroline's on Broadway in Gotham, Comedy Club. I love improv, love all that. So to be able to do this today, to speak about something that I love, that Brave Dave, he's done podcasting. We do the Rogues Gallery, we do this. It's an outlet for us to express ourselves, to be creative, and to have fun. And we're happy to be here, and we're happy to have you listening. And that's what it's all about.
At Comic-Con, they announced that they're going to make a live-action version.
Yeah, I wanted... Yes, we talked about that. I know one of our episodes on the Rogues Gallery, we touched on what movie company should get the rights, and I think we were going back and forth. Should it be Disney? Should it be, I think, DreamWorks? Right. How well DreamWorks took care of Voltron. We got to see.
We're talking about live action now, so this is a different game, and it's funny because was it on episode 2 or 3 we were talking about, how Hollywood is going to start appropriating, a lot of anime properties, and about after a week of that episode, you see this shit's already happening. I'm not a fortune teller or anything like that.
Yeah, we're not Svengalis, but
it was just
we know the deal.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty obvious to anyone that anime was the next logical choice. I mean, again, you're going to see the live action version of Ghost in the Shell, Death Note, Pokemon now. There's been talks about doing a live action Akira for years.
Yeah. And
eventually they're going to do it. There's Battle Angel.
Yeah.
There's over the last 12 years they've been talking about doing a live action version of that. James Cameron for a long time was attached to that property.
That'd be interesting.
So it's not surprising. And then, don't be surprised over the next few months if you just hear a list of more titles of anime properties being greenlit by big Hollywood studios.
Yeah, it's uncharted territory. How many times are we going to see an Iron Man movie, Captain America? We love those movies. Yeah. I would love a great Batman movie, a great Superman movie. I'm still waiting for that. We just had Suicide Squad. There's many mixed reviews with Suicide Squad, but again, that's not what we're here to talk about. That's for our other show.
We're not here to talk about how DC needs to get back on the right.
Yeah, DC needs to take care of their shit, and Warner Brothers has to trust in them, just like Disney trusts Marvel Studios to do their thing.
Well, you know what though? Listen. Let this be a lesson to any of the anime creators out there who are gonna lease out their properties.
Yeah, don't sell out. Don't bitch out for money.
Well, you got to make sure that
your integrity,
people that are involved really want the best for this property.
Exactly.
That's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you guys heard me complain countless times, whether it was on this podcast or other podcasts, the Rogues Gallery, I hate the fact when a big company wants to license one of these properties and then they make it into shit.
Yeah.
I mean, in the last episode we talked about the Dragon Ball Z
Oh
movie.
man, I know.
It's like, what the fuck was that? You know
it was
what I mean?
a disaster on many levels.
It was.
And that should never be spoke of again.
Right.
It should be locked in the Pandora's box and flushed.
And we don't want that shit to continue happening.
No.
So, I hope these guys, sign some really good deals and they make sure that they got the best director involved, the best writers involved. Because I don't see the point of spending, $200 million to make one of these things into a movie and then for it to just look like shit.
And it doesn't make any money. Don't you want to make money? We want you to make money because this is something that we love.
Right.
If you love anime, you love manga, you want to see as much of it as possible in any form.
Right.
If it's in a video game, if it's in a new manga, if it's an adaptation in America, you want to see it do well because you know why? You want to see more. You want to see sequels. You want to see continuations. You want your thirst quenched as much as possible. You don't want to see something that you love and hold dear in your heart, like this is your most precious possession, and then you see it just being crushed in your hand, like your heart was ripped out and someone's squeezing all the blood out of it. That's what Dragon Ball, that movie, that's what I felt like watching it. They took my heart, they grabbed it and squeezed it until I died emotionally.
Damn, that was deep.
Yes.
Real deep.
Got to convey it for the radio waves.
Yeah. What else do you think is next in terms of what else do you think they're going to green light? Honestly, I guarantee you by the end of this year, you're gonna read one day that they're gonna want to produce a live action version of Sailor Moon.
Oh man, that would be really good.
Look at the direction Hollywood is going into right now. Okay, Ghostbusters wasn't a big success, the female remake, but I don't want to really get into that.
Yeah, no. It's not really their fault.
But look at the success of the Hunger Game movies. Mm-hmm. Look at the success of that film Lucy. The movie was kind of shitty. Yeah. But that shit brought in $500 to $600 million.
ScarJo was good.
ScarJo was good. Now, next year you're going to have Wonder Woman. In 2 years, you're going to have the Captain Marvel movie. So, Hollywood is starting to definitely lean more towards the side of diversity because they know that in order for them to sustain their bottom line, they have to head in that direction, which is why you're going to see movies like Black Panther and stuff like that. So I definitely see them wanting to produce a live-action Sailor Moon movie. And you know what? That franchise has been around for so long. It definitely deserves to be around.
It deserves that spotlight. Exactly. It's a classic show.
Right. And there's a new one too, right? There's a new version of it.
Sailor Moon Crystal, I believe. I don't know if it's still going on. I know I seen the first couple episodes. I think it was a year or two when it came out. Time flies so quick.
I saw some clips on YouTube. I didn't stay there, stick around, and really watch the thing, but I saw about 5 minutes.
I prefer the original. I would have preferred it if they did a continuation instead of a reboot.
Right.
Like with
they're
Dragon Ball Super.
They're still in boarding school.
Of course, they're still babies.
They're
the skirts up to their necks.
They're 25 years old now. They're still in the the plaid skirts and everything.
Just the way I like them.
Yeah. The titties popping out.
Oh, the titties popping. The underwear shots. Those are the best. I love anime.
I'm starting to.
You should. Damn it. Because you ain't gonna see that anymore. The X-Men in the 90s is gone. Jim Lee. Bandwagon's gone.
Yeah, that's gone.
So you're gonna see poorly animated shit on TV, other than watching some anime, and you get the great animation, the great stories, the great characters. You get the action, you get the love, you get the diversity, whether they're LGBT or they're aliens in love with a human. and all this stuff. You've been getting that for years with Japan. So now America knows, hey, there's millions of stories that we can pick up. Which one is a good one that we can get? Because we are done with what we've been doing. Marvel can only do so much. That's right. Like you said, that's why we have to do Black Panther. That's why we have to do Ms. Marvel, because we're running out of stuff. We're going to have Iron Man 20, Captain America, number 10, Civil War 5. It's
there comes a point where you're going to get tired of seeing the same white guys, playing the same fucking roles. Like, you need to change it up a bit.
Exactly.
And,
they know where the money is. They know that they have a plethora of ideas.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands.
It's like, oh my God. All right, if this is not going to work out, then we get this. It's not, okay, now we have to actually think and create an original character, an original story.
They ain't doing
we don't want to do that. We don't have time. We don't pay our writers enough to come up with good ideas. Yeah. Damn it. We don't pay our animators. Yeah. Let's go get it from the Japanese.
Damn right.
That's it.
Oh, quick question about Let me ask you. All right, so back in the day, when they're playing Sailor Moon on Channel 11 and shit, right?
Yeah.
You know who I fucking couldn't stand, dude?
Who?
Fucking Tuxedo Mask.
Tuxedo Mask?
That motherfucker was so lame. Like, what the fuck did he do?
The fucking outfit's lame. That's the shit that bothered me. It was so girly, the show, but I still couldn't help watching it. I was a kid.
Yeah.
I watched it. It was interesting because you don't see shit like this on TV, and like they transform, they fight evil people, but all the villains are always good looking. Even the guys are like, what the hell? It's like you don't know who's a girl, who's a guy, much like Frieza, and it's like very ambiguous. So it's intriguing. And he had Tuxedo's Mask. He was kind of a douche.
That guy's he was just so lame, dude. It's like he just did nothing. He was just like a useless character. Like he had the tuxedo, a mask, a top hat, and a fucking robe.
And you couldn't tell who that was.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
But the story is so interesting because for that time, to think of these two were the prince and princess of the moon, and they had a daughter, and they were sent to Earth, and their memories were wiped and stuff like that. That's creative thinking. You don't really see that. And of course, people are going to want to copy that, and there've been copies of it. And
there is sort of a copy of Sailor Moon. I think it's called is it Lolly Rocks or some shit like that.
Oof.
My nieces were watching, and then they were showing me like an episode or something. I'm looking at it, I'm like, this kind of looks like a ripoff of Sailor Moon a bit. I think it was called like Lolly Rocks.
A lot of things are rip-off of Sailor Moon. Power Rangers, I think, is a rip-off of Sailor Moon.
Yep, it's called Lolly Rocks. Let me show you.
Ronin Warriors is a rip-off of Sailor Moon.
Is it really?
Well, yeah, anything where you can transform into something. Yeah, so Sailor Moon's been around for 100 years. Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
So you can't see it, but
it's like I mean,
you can look. You can search it. Lolly Rocks.
Yeah, it looks like these girls are in a band. Like I like the design aspect of it.
It's very anime,
but
it's like the modern anime.
It's totally borrowing a lot from
it's very modern anime.
But I like the fact that my two nieces are into it, And my older niece, she's into drawing now, so I'm showing her some stuff. And
that's the point of the show, is to educate, promote, and entertain. There's a show on Cartoon Network, probably a lot of people watch, The Amazing World of Gumball. And
I haven't heard of that shit.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's like a trippy show. It's crazy. It's nuts. But they do a lot of homage to anime. They did where he kind of transformed into a Super Saiyan like Goku, and there's another scene or something where it was heavily an anime scene. So it's great like that when American cartoons are paying homage to great animation that is still paving the way for shows in America too.
Yeah.
Look at Samurai Jack.
Guys, I mean, again, those guys who are working in the industry now, in the American cartoon industry now, more than likely ran across anime at some point in their lives. It's kind of like how a lot of movie directors now kind of grew up just reading comic books.
It's true.
Not necessarily like they stuck with it their entire lives, but you know what? If you were like 7, 8, 9 years old, 10 years old, you're reading comic books, and and you're playing with Ninja Turtles, you're in your 30s now.
Yeah.
And a lot of those guys are in the industry making their own content. So it's, so of course they're going to bring in those ideas. And again, we spoke about this before, but when you look at the people who are behind shows like Samurai Jack, Powerpuff Girls, Craig McCracken did Powerpuff Girls. Those guys, they grew up, watching a lot of Hanna-Barbera, but then also during the 80s when they were, enrolling in college, anime started seeping into this country. So they got exposure from that too. Yeah. And they also noticed how, because if you look at the aesthetic of shows like Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, even the creators of Samurai Jack also did the Star Wars, the Clone Wars originally.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But you remember when they did it as like 10 or 15-minute shorts? Yeah. Yeah, that was the same people. It's Gennady Tartakovsky, something like that. Yes. But if you look at the aesthetic, it was a lot more graphic. Yeah. Than your standard, American cartoon that was a little more fluid, right? Yes. In animation. Yeah. But again, a lot of those ideas came from overseas because no one was really doing that stuff over here. So I think it's interesting that, again, the guys who are in the industry now literally grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. Yes. Because and that had a huge impact on a lot of people.
It did. I know it changed my life.
Even if you went on to work on Disney animated features, but the fact that you grew up and were still exposed to anime, there's a part of that that's gonna be with you.
Oh yeah, you can't. When something becomes a part of you, it's hard to put it aside and to bury it. Especially something that's so profound. It's very inspiring on many levels. Whether it inspires you to be a better person, or to stand up for yourself, or not be such a coward, or such an introvert, or whatever it is. In any way, if it helps you, any way that makes you better, makes you feel happy, that's a great thing. And you should be proud of it, not try to hide it from anybody, and live your life. It's a great time to be alive with internet, with all these different types of social medias where you can express yourself, make your own content, and show it to the world.
I think that's the most important thing, is to make your own content. Right?
Yeah, because if let's say 20 years ago, you couldn't do anything. You would have to rely on going out there, trying to get someone to back you, to do something. Hopefully your art or something gets noticed. Now you got idiots doing a 2-minute video or something, and it goes viral, and they go on the Ellen Show. Right. You want to talk about the anime episodes that you watched for your homework assignment that you missed on the last episode of the anime aspect.
I did my homework finally. I handed it in late, but it got done my way.
Your way. The Brave Dave way.
Yeah, the only way.
Slacking.
That's right. So all my life.
All your life, me too. Big procrastinator.
All right, so I watched Inuyasha. Ooh. Episodes 1 and 2.
Nice.
I watched...
beautiful story.
Full Metal Alchemist. Brotherhood. Oh. Because if you remember on episode 2, when I talked about it, that's when you related to me the information that there's actually 2 Full Metal Alchemists. I was like, what?
There's Full Metal Alchemist, which is a loose adaptation. Yep. And then you have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is a mirror image, a beautiful piece of work. Something I'm very proud of. So I love that story. I love that show. I love Edward Elric. I love Alphonse. I love Roy Mustang. God, I love Maze Hughes. Damn it, there's so many characters that I love, and that's that kind of a show that can do that to you. It's very powerful.
Out of both shows, I was really blown away by Full Metal Alchemist.
Thank you.
I was like, holy shit! And it was interesting because remember a couple weeks ago I watched the original version, and I liked that one. I remember telling you that, hey, I liked it.
Nothing wrong with it.
But when I watched Brotherhood, I was blown away by
Yeah.
that one. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
one thing I appreciated the most about episode 1 was how action-packed it was. Also, the sense of scale, and it felt so cinematic. And I love the scene. There was a scene when they were like in the alley. I just love the composition of that scene. I was really blown away by it. And also, I love what they did with episode 2, because episode 2 goes into the backstory of the brothers. And I had such an emotional connection
exactly
with those characters.
Yep.
Just based on those 2 episodes. I think they did a great job of allowing me, the viewer, to kind of fall in love with that story.
Thank you.
And that is and that's the most important thing that I always talk about. Listen, I went to film school. I've done shorts. I've done things like corporate videos and stuff like that. And so when it comes to storytelling, I know what I'm talking about. And this show, from what I've seen so far, knows what they're doing in terms of storytelling.
And that studio, Aniplex.
That's the name of the studio?
Yeah, Aniplex. Okay. They think the head of the studio was actually at Anime Expo.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We got to go next year, brother.
No,
we can make some moves.
Listen, we're going next year, man. And
thank you.
And hopefully, we could do a show from there live.
That would be awesome.
We're going to look into that. But we really are.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Just...
I love it. I mean,
so many things I could say. Man, it's just like such a heartwarming and heartbreaking story.
Engaging. It's very engaging.
Very engaging. It wraps you in. You fall in love with everybody. Yeah. Even the villains you like. Greed. I love Greed. The Homunculus. Father. Homunculus in the Jar. The original Homunculi. Hohenheim. Damn. All these guys. It's just a story that you can keep watching over and over. And I love the idea because I'm much into science, and alchemy is an old science. It's chemistry, basically. Yeah. For them to make alchemy into such a cool thing, man. Yeah. To transmutate, Edward has the metal arm. He can make that part of that arm into kind of like a sword. And fight, and he's a skilled fighter, and he's been given the name Full Metal because of that, and because he's an alchemist in the army, which they call dogs of the military.
Dogs, right? Yeah.
And
I mean,
he was just a runt, as he was called, because he was short. But the thing is, because he was short because of that metal leg, it wore him down, so he couldn't really grow as much. Right. And then they would see Alphonse because he's in his soul is bonded to the suit. They would call him Full Metal, think he was Full Metal because he's... And I'm Full Metal, and he'll go all crazy. And
that's the irony of it.
That's the beauty.
And the great thing about... I have one of my screenwriting books. I forgot the writer's name, but he talked about how irony is the best thing for any story.
Yeah.
It works. It makes things more interesting.
It is, because when you expect something, when you assume, you make an ass out of yourself. Right. So a lot of people, Full Metal, it's an honor to meet you. And I thought, I'm not the Full Metal Alchemist. And you see Edward just his vein bulging. I love that insinuation of the bulging and the teardrop in the back of the head because he's sweating and all that shit. And then he just goes crazy because they call him short. It's a great story.
Yeah, I mean, so far, I do think that I'm going to love it as much.
And I'm so happy that you did.
I told you I'm a big fan of Cowboy Bebop. It's probably my favorite. And I think so far I'm going to love Full Metal Alchemist as much as I love, Cowboy Bebop.
Just to bring wrestling and anime in, because you mentioned Cowboy Bebop, MVP, MVP, right? Yeah. On his Twitter, his profile pic has, I think, a drawn picture of him and one of the characters from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Which character?
I forget his name. It's the one with the hair,
Spike Spiegel with the...
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Spike Spiegel. Okay.
Yeah, it's Spike. So, that's cool, MVP. All right, back to you.
Shout out to MVP.
Yeah, that was pretty cool when I saw that. I'm like, all right, MVP likes anime. Nice. Dude,
Yeah, I can't listen. I can't wait to watch more episodes. Like I'm really into this right now.
Cool.
And I'm definitely gonna stick with it. In terms of Inuyasha, I liked it. I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't as blown away by it.
I can see that.
But I think that I'm gonna stick with it just a little bit longer because sometimes the story takes a little while to really develop.
And that goes back to One Punch Man. And, I decided as this is supposed to be a journey, a weekly journey. And as an ambassador of anime in America, sometimes you gotta take a second look, give things another chance. So I'm going to go ahead and watch some more newer anime and give it more scrutiny to see if it does get my seal of approval. As this should be the standard in the business right now. This should be promoted and critically acclaimed and well received. So I'm going to take that burden on as your ambassador, as Dave makes his journey getting wetter and wetter into the pool. And I'm going to go ahead and experience more. I would like to watch more Fairy Tail. I would love to watch bunch of these shows. There's so many, and this is
Did you hear about what was that show? Sinbad. Yeah, Sinbad. Yeah. It's an anime on Netflix right now.
I heard of it, but that's a good thing for Netflix. I still have to watch Voltron. Don't kill me, everybody.
Listen, Voltron is really good so far. Like I watched the first couple episodes. I really dug it.
It's good.
I do have to make more time.
Yeah, you gotta cut us some slack
to finish the series, but we definitely have to go into like a full in-depth review of Voltron.
I'll just share that running 2 shows with Brave Dave website, theroguesgallery.com. We do have a website. We are legitimate. It's a cool site. We have all our posts on there. Stay engaged with us. I love it. I'm having fun. I know you're having fun.
Yeah.
Are you guys having fun out there in iTunes land, SoundCloud world, YouTube, listening to us on there? We're on all these platforms.
MySpace, having fun?
MySpace. God. You know what? I can't believe it's still running.
Yeah, it's like more. It went back to the original.
Back to the roots,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that hasn't worked out too much either.
Oh man, back in the day when I did comedy, they had like these different pages. Like now what Facebook has when you have an entertainer page or an artist page, this shit and that shit. I had a comedy page. That was the only good thing about MySpace. But I turned it into an anime page anyway. So when it had that little banner, when it had MySpace and it would have comedy, I did a little shit on it and I put a picture in it that said MySpace anime because that's what I love.
I wonder how Tom Anderson is doing.
Probably very well with his millions and billions.
Yeah,
probably sipping on champagne.
I know he got
California.
like $50 million from Fox.
Damn. Yeah. Like shit. Who wants to buy our show?
Yeah. Hey, that's the American dream. You start a business and then you sell the shit.
That's it. That's
the American dream.
Damn right. So Inuyasha, back to Inuyasha. You weren't blown away.
I wasn't blown away.
But you're gonna stick with it because it's a feudal fairy tale. It's a feudal love story. It starts out slow because you got the story of Kagome.
Yeah.
And she's going to meet Inuyasha, but you're going to learn more about him, that he's a half-demon. His father was the king of the dog demons.
So Kagome is the girl that comes from the present to the past, right?
Kagome is the reincarnated priestess.
Right.
Inuyasha's old flame, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's as far as I'm going to go with that. I love that story. It's not as action. It's got action, but it's not Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Right. You gotta understand that.
It's different.
It's Full Metal. Yeah, exactly. It's a different story, but it's still good. I love it equally, but Full Metal is like on another. I don't know, man. I love Full Metal Alchemist.
I'm also gonna because on episode 1, I think we reviewed Naruto.
Oh damn,
sorry.
Yo again.
Sorry, man.
Naruto, man. Naruto.
Okay, I got to use today.
Naruto.
I really like Naruto. I only saw the first episode. I'm gonna try to watch a few more. Like I said, I really dug it. I'm definitely sticking with Brotherhood. I thought it was amazing.
It only gets better, man. Every episode only gets better.
I'm not so sure yet if I'm going to go back to Bleach. Like I said, I wasn't that blown away by the first episode.
Dude, if you stick with Bleach, you're gonna love Bleach.
Is it like more of a slow burn? Is that what it is? Or?
In the beginning, it's like, once he starts to see, once he gets the explanation why he sees ghosts.
Right.
With Rukia now, because she gave him her powers.
Yeah.
So she's training him to be a Shinigami.
Right.
He's gonna lose his powers at some point.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. It's not. It's gonna happen quickly. After, I'm telling you, you watch it, you're gonna love it because it's only gonna get better. I tell you, the last episode we talked about, when I first got introduced to Bleach, I watched episode number 92. I didn't even start at 1.
Yeah.
So I'm weird like that. I see. You know what? Let me go. Wow, it's got this many episodes. So let me go over here. I dug it. Then I went back to 1 and went whoop, all the way.
I'm one of those people, man. I need to start from the beginning.
Nah, it didn't matter to me. It was a filler. It was a filler arc anyway. The Banto arc.
Yeah.
For filler, I have to say, man, you wouldn't even know if you didn't read the manga and you thought that was straight story. That was a good fucking arc. I'm sorry, even though it was filler. Because when Bleach anime ended, that last shit that was canon, that was part of the manga, sucked. They need to bring the anime back to do it justice because the manga is ending. They need to bring the anime back like they did with Inuyasha at the end and come full circle. End it the right way. You know, Tite Kubo. Senpai, if you're listening, come back. Finish Bleach the right way, brother. Thank you.
What else do you recommend I should watch, check out? Like,
what did you say besides Inuyasha and Full Metal? Did you watch anything else?
No, I didn't. I just didn't have the time.
Okay. So, if you liked Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood that much, let me see. Let me dig into my bag of anime. You know what? I really dug Hellsing Ultimate. And there's a difference. And this goes like Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. There was an original Hellsing. It was 13 episodes.
Yeah.
No good. Hellsing Ultimate did it justice because they went manga accurate. So if you want to watch that, it's about vampires and Germans and Catholics, and it's got a little dibble dabble here, dibble dabble there. It's really good.
Got any? I don't know. The vampire stuff is like kind of. Like,
it's not like fucking Twilight.
I mean, it's. I'm okay with that stuff, but like, is there anything more like? You got anything like where? More, I would say, covert type of shit, like spies and that. You have any animes like that? I'm sure that. I mean,
well, there are.
I mean, there's got to be a ton. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, like spy shit. Let's see.
Spy shit.
Man, damn it. Let's see.
That's some Jack Bauer shit.
Like, you want like full on suits and like they talk like CIA kind of shit.
Yeah, you gotta think that.
Ghost in the Shell standalone complex.
Is it worth watching?
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
You like that stuff? That's like cyber, covert. You know, they're spies.
Yeah. All right, I'll check it out. I think it's on. I think they have it on Hulu actually.
Since we touched on the live action and Ghost in the Shell, I believe it was ahead of its time too. Standalone complex is a really great series because, as it's in its name, each episode is its own story. It's pretty good. I think you'd like it, and I really can't think of one because I really like samurai stuff. I like stuff with when you got powers, you know, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Rurouni Kenshin, Samurai X, Hellsing. I like all these things.
You know what it is? I love like samurai ninja shit, but I don't want to watch. I don't want to consume so much of that where I get bored of it. Mm-hmm. Like, I think I want a little bit of diversity.
And that's something for both of us to now expand on and see what else is going on. Because, again, what I'm focused on, unfortunately, is Dragon Ball Super. And I need to expand more. And that's going to be my journey. Because having Dragon Ball back in my life, you guys, you know, who you diehard Dragon Ball fan, you know this is a big deal. And that's why I devote all my time to watching the series because it's so good. It's so entertaining, and the stuff that's going on right now makes you think. It's kind of like got Doctor Who logic going on with the timey-wimey shit, and you know, I love it. And I love how just Vegeta is not a bitch anymore, and he's stand on his own. He's strong. I love how the story is progressing. Don't like how Piccolo is treated like he's a dog, and Krillin, they're like the two. They're kind of like Yamcha now. And I don't like that. You know, Krillin was a great supporting character. Piccolo. So, but I don't want it to always be about Dragon Ball. So I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna catch up on Voltron. I'm gonna go and give One Punch Man a second go. I want to see Fairy Tail I mentioned, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. And I'm gonna keep you guys updated every week as long, as well as Dave, keeping up with what he's watching. And
what is Fairy Tail about? I have a feeling
Fairy Tail is like magic, you like wizards and stuff.
Is it with like 3 kids?
I think so. They're the main characters. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw an episode of that shit like a year ago. I don't know. I was falling asleep.
I was just seeing pieces of, here and there. It's the thing is, it's got like Soul Eater. Soul Eater is another show I liked. The art is crazy. Its story is cool. It's another short anime. I liked it, and it's similar to that in a way. So I want to give it a shot. I like magic. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I love that. So we have an anime where you got magic, and they're all part of guilds and stuff. It's cool, man. So I'll give that a shot and talk about it, give our thoughts, reviews, and all that.
I fucking hated Harry Potter.
Oh my god. You're going to have a lot of people mad at you right now.
Fucking suck my balls. I'm sorry, dude. I just never got into the whole Harry Potter thing. Hey, you know what? God bless all the kids out there that were fans of that stuff. I'm glad that it made you happy. Like, I really am. Like, it just wasn't for me. Like,
and that's the thing. Everybody's got their opinion, and you're certainly entitled to it. No one should go ahead and take out a gun and now want to shoot you because you said Harry Potter can suck your balls. I'm a fan of it, and I'm not going to go and beat up Dave now because he don't like Harry Potter. There's things that he probably likes that I'm not going to like. So that's what being an American is all about, baby. Freedom of speech, freedom to choose, except we can't really choose our own president because that's all rigged. So God help us in November. I don't know which way it's going to end up, but hopefully we all come out alive and prosper.
All I have to say is look out for World War III.
Oh, God. I'm going to get ready to go to Italy.
Shit's about to be lit.
Go to Italy, man. Go to Sicily, whatever. Chill there. I don't know. I want to be not a part of anything. I'm a guy that just wants to live, and I want to achieve my dreams and leave my mark on this world. So they say, wow, you know what? He really accomplished a lot. I admire him. I want to be like him. That's all I want.
I just want to fade away into existence, but
No, man, I don't want to fade away. No, hell no. I wish I could be immortal. That's my really big wish.
Oh God, you want to be a fucking Highlander?
I do.
Remember that shit?
Highlander.
Dude, I watched every episode of that fucking show. There was also a cartoon, if you remember. Back in that's when the USA channel had their own like cartoon block. You
know what? We need more cartoons in this world. And if it's anime, if it's not anime, as long as it's good. I see Fox is doing something with like a Conan / He-Man type of deal where it's like he's a cartoon in the real world.
Yeah.
It looked pretty funny.
Was it something about Zorn?
Zorn, yeah, some shit like that. He like sliced some dinosaur's head off or something. And like,
yeah.
It's probably going to bomb. But it was funny at that little clip that I saw. So, hey, for them to think out of the box a little bit, but hasn't that been done before where there's a cartoon in the real world?
Yeah, like Roger Rabbit.
That, yeah.
Cool World.
Cool World with Brad Pitt, yeah.
That movie was like a fucking failure back in the day.
Because it was That was bad, man.
But that was before Brad Pitt blew up to be Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I think what made Brad Pitt was Laverne. No, what was that movie?
Oh, Thelma and Louise.
There you go. I'm thinking Laverne and Shirley. What a dick.
Yeah, I think
it was too broad. It's like, well, Matt, it's.
I think he would have been 8 years old when that shit was out.
Of course, it had to be the old timer show.
Yeah. I used to watch Laverne and Shirley as a kid.
I got a heat stroke today. Today I went to see the Captain America statue. And it's like fucking almost 100 degrees out. So my head's a little cooked from the sun.
Yeah, you must have really wanted to see that fucking statue. I saw it in pictures.
I wanted to see it. I took a selfie with it. You can see that picture on my Instagram at @IamMattSwagger and my Facebook. Check it out. Leave some comments. You can reach us always too on at the Rogues Gallery on Facebook and our Instagram. If it's even being utilized much, we gotta work on that. But yeah, more anime, baby. What else is on the docket for today? I think we covered a lot.
Yeah.
And we spoke much about Pokemon, and just want to reiterate, it's great seeing another show surpass decades. We have 20 years of that, 30 years of Dragon Ball. It's really great to be an anime fan.
I think the only thing that we have that comes close to competing with that would be something like The Simpsons, which has been on since like 1985.
God, yeah, that's true.
Other than that, and maybe this is not a cartoon. This would be live action, but like something like Power Rangers.
Yeah, and Doctor Who. If we're gonna go live action, that's 50 years running sci-fi, and that's a pretty damn cool show.
I mean, I know Power Rangers started 23 years ago in the States.
Yeah,
it's like 1993.
I ain't gonna lie, I was a kid. I had the Megazord. It was cool at the time. I never really got when they sparked and stuff. I never bought that.
I was in fucking.
Even when I was 10, I still knew like this is like phony baloney shit. But
I ate it all up.
We did. We were suckers.
Remember, what was the other one? There was Power Rangers. You had
there was so many. There's too many. There's Zeo Rangers. That's the one that came after. I think.
Oh, the other Saban shows like VR Troopers.
Oh shit!
Yeah. VR Troopers. You have Masked Rider.
How could I forget VR Troopers?
We are VR virtual reality.
Oh my god! You remember this theme? Yeah, you brought it back for me.
Dude, I remember useless shit. Like that's all I'm good for. Like
I can't believe I forgot about that.
I'm like the one guy who still I'm the one guy that remembers Apollo Smiles. Like everyone else in life has moved on. I stay on useless shit.
Well, I appreciated the fact that you did that, and I got to witness that. Thank God for the internet and YouTube now. Yeah. You can't really say much and it not go unnoticed anymore. So be careful what you do out there, because someone could be taping you, recording you, whatever. But yeah, man, wow, VR Troopers, shit.
Yeah.
God, man.
I thought Masked Rider was one of the better Saban owned properties. Those Beetleborgs, which I never really got into.
Oh my god.
I felt Beetleborgs was more for like the little kids. Like I just never was able to connect with that show.
Saban, he's the master of making horrible, crappy shows keep going on and on, much like Scooby-Doo.
They're paying $800 a week for his talent.
Yes. What we're going to be doing for the next episode, we're going to be talking about Voltron. I know we touched about it in the first episode, how we said DreamWorks did a great job, how they took a classic anime and really made it new and made it refreshing and just brought it up to the modern times. And we wanted to dedicate an episode to it. And we could talk more about that. But until then, make sure you go to our SoundCloud, iTunes. Everything's all updated, all our episodes.
Yep.
We got everything on the website, theroguesgallery.com. Our Facebook, Twitter, we have it all. So no matter what platform you choose, leave us a comment. Because we want to know what you liked, what you didn't like. This way you can change it. Maybe we can laugh about it and say, we're not changing that. We don't care. No, this is our show. No, but seriously, we're very sociable. We want to be engaged with our followers, our listeners, our audience. It was a great episode. I feel that I talk so much. My God. I don't know about you, Brave Dave.
I got my point across.
You got your point across?
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad.
You know, everyone now knows that I fucking hate Tuxedo Mask. Fucking lame ass character.
And for Brave Dave, I am Matt Swagger. We hope to be with you again on the next episode of The Anime Aspect. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.